I mean, right now in our market, low inventory, very
Yeah.
competitive as a buyer. A lot of people are not getting offers accepted, at least from what I'm seeing. I talk to a lot of buyers. I work with a lot of buyers. A lot of those buyers that are kind of agent hopping or agent dating, that's what I call it.
Yeah.
They're having a very hard time getting their offer accepted. One of the reasons why is because they're not really working with a team of people that are connected to represent them well when they submit that offer. But from the mortgage side, a lot of it stems from the importance of the validity of the pre-approval.
Correct.
So how important when you're a buyer competing against other offers, especially cash offers, how vital is it to have that pre-approval? And I guess the real question is not just the importance of the pre-approval, but the validity of it. Holy shit.
Validity.
Validity.
Yes.
How important is the validity of the pre-approval when you're submitting an offer as a buyer in this market?
I would argue that the importance of the strength and now you got me worried about saying it.
Validity.
The strength and validity of the mortgage pre-approval, I would argue, has never been more important in the history of real estate. I think it's that important right now because anytime you have the market that we're in now, we have historically low supply and historically high demand for housing. The simplest way to look at it is, and my buddy and my boss Steve Carpatello, he says there's not enough people holders for people right now, especially in the state of New Jersey and especially in most of the counties that you and I do business in Monmouth, Ocean, Middlesex, a little bit more north sometimes. There's just not enough places for people to live. So there's historically high demand, historically low supply. Whenever that happens, it's tipped towards very much a seller's market. So the seller, when they're looking at offers that are presented, I'll touch on also you mentioned realtor hopping or realtor dating, which is one of the banes of my existence as well. But
Tinder swiping on Zillow.
Yeah. So when someone goes to present an offer on a property, the seller's going to look at a couple of things. You mentioned cash offers, but unless it's a cash offer and you're going to have a mortgage contingency involved in it.
Just make sure you're.
And
I want to move this way a little bit so you're cropped in.
There you go. Is that better?
Yeah,
I know. I don't want to turn my shoulder to you either, man.
No, you're good.
Do this a little bit too. There we go. So unless you have somebody that has a cash offer in on a property, they're going to have a mortgage contingency involved in the purchase. Mm-hmm. And if they have that, the seller's going to look at the strength and validity of the mortgage pre-approval that's provided with the offer. So the seller's going to look and dissect the mortgage pre-approval more so than ever before, because look at it this way, put yourself in the mind of a seller. If you have 3, 4, 5, sometimes 15 offers on properties,
Dude,
right?
I saw 45 offers on the last property that on an offer we submitted.
I believe it. Yeah.
45.
I got some horror stories recently, for sure.
Interest rates haven't even come down yet.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous.
But if a seller is looking at whether it's 2 offers or 15 or 45 offers, they're going to look at and this goes back to the intelligence and how good the buyer's agent is and the mortgage lender involved, because the seller's going to look at basically the terms of the offer, the contingencies of the offer, and that's going to be, do they have to sell a property to buy that one? A home sale contingency. Most people that have home sale contingencies right now, their offers are getting put way to the side right now.
You're not getting your offer accepted.
Pretty much, yeah. And you have to get creative when it comes to that. And I could touch on that too. But they're going to look at, if there's a home sale contingency, they're going to look at what is the buyer willing to waive. Are they willing to waive home inspections? Are they willing to waive, I always say waive appraisals, but you're not waiving an appraisal. You're waiving the right to negotiate the appraisal if the appraisal comes back light. Timing of the closing, how quickly are they able to close? If that's important to the seller, can they close quickly? Or are they willing to hang out for 60 days, 90 days, 4 months while the seller finds a property to buy too? So a lot of times you have that domino effect going on. So you're going to look at all that as far as the contingencies of the offer and the terms of the offer, if you will. And then they're going to look at the mortgage pre-approval, and they're going to dissect that. And only offers that are getting accepted for my clients and people that we've worked with is I'm always on the phone with the listing agent going to bat for my client, because we do a pre-approval the right way. We do it fully underwritten. We get everything we need. It's the next best thing to a cash offer. So the seller's agent is comfortable. You know, it takes that off the table for them as far as, I hope this is going to get to the closing table.
Because now they're comfortable going to their seller, telling them, saying, hey, we received this really awesome offer. We have 3 offers on the table, but I know this one's going to get us to the closing table. I spoke to the loan officer. They've gone through the full underwriting process. Credit score's been looked at. Debt to income ratio is good. Deposit amount has been verified. They're going to get us to the closing table. And that's even, that when we've worked together to submit offers and we present it to the listing agent and we have you call them directly, we've gotten offers accepted $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 less than the best offer.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I had it happen 2 days ago where the terms that the other buyer, the other offer, just wasn't enticing to the seller. It was just a generic run of the mill Bank of America pre-approval letter. Not bashing Bank of America. I'm just saying. Or let's use Rocket Mortgage.
That's actually my next topic. So we're gonna dive right into that next.
Cool. So anybody can go on and input information into automated platform and get something spit out. And what's happened over the last few years is that sellers agents have started to really get burned by bad pre-approvals, where people were just going on, putting in information, getting something spit out, not knowing that the average consumer doesn't know how to calculate. It sounds crazy, but doesn't know how to calculate their own income, unless they're just, hey, I'm a teacher. I've been at my job for 10 years. This is my salary. Okay, for the most part, that's your income, right? Your W-2 employee, your salary, great. But there's other things that come into an income calculation, like anything that would be showing up on a credit report. So car payments, student loans, anything that would be credit cards. Obviously, credit cards is a huge one, and I can go down a big rabbit hole on consumer debt right now. It's a nightmare in this country, but
scary.
It's really scary, and student loan debt is too. But all that's going to then get calculated into their debt to income ratio. So while somebody might think in their head like, hey, cool, I'm a teacher, I make $90,000. My husband's a police officer, he makes $100,000. We have $190,000 in income. But they could have a massive amount of liabilities. They may have $60,000, $70,000 in credit card debt,
student loan debt, car loans, credit card debt.
Absolutely, I've seen people that have $800,000-$900,000 a month in car payments for each person, and then you add on to that 6 figures in student loan debts, and then maybe $40,000 or $50,000 in credit card debts, and then all of a sudden that $190,000 a year that they make is chopped way down, and they're trying to go buy an $800,000 house, and it may not work. But in their minds, they're like, yeah, cool, this is great. I'll just go on. I'll get cool, I'm pre-approved. And sellers agents and sellers are starting and have been getting burned badly by those things over the last year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years.